Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Selling on Squarespace Crash Course. Um, Many of you already know me, but hello, my name is Sammy. I am the Events and Education Coordinator for Goosefoot, and providing these workshops helps us reach our mission of working with the South Whidbey community to provide, essential solutions. And one of our biggest focuses is growing small businesses. So hopefully this will help you guys prepare for getting your business up online and ready to go in these current times. If you have not been to a Zoom webinar before, it's a little different than the meetings. I cannot see you or hear you. The only method you have of communicating with me, you actually have two, is the chat function. As it says here on the screen, please make sure you change the to field to all panelists and attendees so everyone can see your typing, not just me. And there's also a Q&A function. If you give a click on that button, you can type in a question. It'll give me a little ding that there is a question, and I will do my best to answer it. At the very least, I will make sure I answer everything at the end. But you're also welcome to just put your questions in the chat as well. So it's good to see everybody this morning. I hope you guys are all doing well. We'll go ahead and get started. We'll try to keep this to 45 minutes. So Squarespace is a paid program. You have a window of time where you can create a draft website and just explore and see if you like how it feels before you ever have to pay anything. But at the end of the day, you are going to have to pay something at the end of that. I think it's 2-week trial period. So there's a lot of different options, and this might confuse you to look at it. Personal obviously is the cheapest, and you do save more money by paying annually rather than monthly. But if you're really not interested in doing a website long-term and you just need something to get you through however long this goes, you could stick to monthly. These numbers will be a little bit higher, but you can cancel your subscription at any time. Squarespace does not lock you into a contract. So as I said, personal $12 a month plan is the cheapest, but unfortunately it doesn't actually offer you any of the e-commerce solutions you're probably looking for right now. So you're going to need either the business plan or higher. So they also have the basic commerce or the advanced commerce. Each of these have different functionalities. They allow you to do different things. You can set custom rates, but you're going to have to look at their pricing page and determine which one is best for you. I wanted to point out too, right now, they are offering a special, you can take 20% off any new website plan until I think tomorrow with the code April 20. So I would really recommend you look into Squarespace if you don't already have one right now. Play around with it and decide if it's something you want. Act on that really quickly so that you can take advantage of that discount that they are offering right now. So this is a little bit farther down the page on what they offer in the e-commerce section. This first tab here that's blank is, as I said, the personal plan. It doesn't offer anything e-commerce related. This one is the next highest up, the business basic plan. It has e-commerce offered. It takes a 3% fee. Squarespace does, so they charge 3% for every transaction that goes through their site on top of whatever payment processor you are using. So it will cost you more in the long run, even though it might charge you less for the plan. It depends on how much you are planning to actually sell through the site. You can sell unlimited products on all of these. You can accept donations. They have implemented gift cards for everybody on the e-commerce plan now. Usually that is only available for the higher levels, but they realize that gift cards are really important right now for all businesses, whether you want to sell your products or not. So they've opened it up to everybody who has e-commerce options on Squarespace. And I'm going to come back to the gift cards because Facebook is doing a partnership with them, and so it's pretty cool. So going right into it, we're going to go ahead and look at the Squarespace back side so you can see how that works. I'm going to set up a practice product so you can see how to fill all these fields out, and then we'll go look at what that shop page actually looks like. So let's get into it. If you guys have any questions at any time, please feel free to ask them in the chat or the question and answer section. I'm here to help you guys, so please use those tools. So we're going to go ahead and go into Squarespace. As you can see, the current Goosefoot website is built on the Squarespace system. So I'm going to play around with that. When you first click onto your website, excuse my hair, it's kind of a mess today. You've got all of these tabs here. You can set up pages, which are, all of these things you see in the menu here. You can fiddle with your design, so your layout, color, sizes, all of that. But all we're going to focus on today is this third tab, the Commerce tab. This is all of the information you need for running e-commerce on your website. So we'll click that. And as you can see right here, it's laid out. Orders is at the top. This shows all of the orders that have come through your website. Assuming a lot of you are just looking at setting it up for the first time, you're not going to have anything in this tab yet. So we're going to ignore that. And we're going to go to inventory. This is where you actually set up your products. So we'll click on that. And as they're showing here, they really want to help businesses through COVID-19 with the gift card feature. It is free for everybody on the e-commerce plans until September 1st. So this will last you a long time. The other nice thing, if you hadn't come to my Selling on Facebook class on Monday, Facebook is doing a new program where at the top of people's feeds, they're going to be prompting people to support local business by buying gift cards from local businesses based on where they are when they're looking at Facebook, which hopefully, if everybody's abiding by the order, is at home. So it is their local businesses. The only businesses that are going to show up in that local business's gift cards are businesses that have set up a gift card on Squarespace or on a site called Cabbage. And if you go to facebook.com/business, you can find out a bunch more about this, or you can watch my workshop from Monday. We have them all archived on our YouTube channel. But if you set up a gift card, you can set the amount. People will be able to use it later when you're open again. But they actually let you create a gift card right here in Squarespace, and it's very easy. So I'm actually going to show you that really quick, and then we'll get into a product. So select a page. I'm going to pick workshop registration just because that's the page I had set up, but hopefully you have a shop set up. You can name that whatever you want, shop, online store, whatever makes sense to you. And so you can see the product types here that it offers are physical. This is most things that most of you guys sell. Digital, so if it's a file or a video or some music. Services is obviously consulting or health. These things are something you are doing for your client and it requires no shipping at all. Or, as you can see here, bottom option is gift card. So I'm going to go ahead and click gift card. They never expire, even though the free gift card option for your site might expire September 1st. Those customers don't have to use it before September 1st. They can use it whenever within your terms that you set up. So you can upload an image. This can be just a picture of your business, or you can make a really pretty gift certificate or gift card graphic if you want. But you can set this image to be whatever you want it to be. I have a lot of photos, so excuse me for a second while I pick one. All right, let's find a school building. The cash store. The cash store is a pretty picture. So I'll go with this one. And you can see I can upload multiple images if I want. I really don't need to for a gift card. Title it what you want. I would leave it something really simple: gift card, gift certificate, something that makes sense for you and your business. And then you can change the values if you want. You can offer them set, 25, 50, 75, and 100 are the default ones, but I could add 125, 200, 500, whatever makes sense for you. All right, so now I'm going to go back to that first tab with items. Make sure you explain how the gift card works in here. This is the default one that it creates a unique code. You can enter it at checkout to subtract the gift card value from their order total. You can explain that they can show you the receipt to use it in store. The default is the gift card never expires. I think the law is that it has to be available for at least 5 years. So if it does have an expiration date, let people know that, but make sure you look at the law first on what you're required to do when you offer gift cards. Once again, the second tab is just the values. You can set those up. You can put additional information if you have, say, a video thanking people for purchasing a gift card to support your business. Great thing to put here. Videos are very easy. You would just click on this little strange shaped nubbin there, and then videos options right there. So it's images, quotes, audio, if you just want to have an audio file thanking people. You can have options, so you can set a specific URL for this. Makes it really easy to link online. You can set up the thumbnail image so that if somebody shares it in a newsletter or on social media, you can decide what image pops up for that. You can add a custom label that says purchase, or you can change it to add to cart or support now, whatever makes sense for you. You can feature it so that it pops up at the top of your shop page. Search engine optimization controls how it looks when somebody gets it on searching through Google or Yahoo or whatever they use. I can title it, so gift card, and I'll leave the site Goosefoot Community Fund. I can decide what this description will be, or if I leave this blank, it will auto-generate from this section here. You do not have to fill it out. And then same thing with social. If you want to change the image that pops up when someone shares it on social media, this might be a good thing depending on your size. If you pick an image that is really small or maybe really tall, those don't tend to translate very well to Facebook because they have certain dimensions that they show people, and anything that's too tall for that would get cut off, or anything that's a really small image would get really grainy. So you might want to change the social image to one that would look better on Facebook. It gives you that option here, but as it says, it's optional. So if it's something that you don't have the capacity to do, you just want to get up and done as quickly as possible, all you have to fill out is this section and then this section, and then you can hit save and publish. Cool. So that should be up and live on my website. I'm also going to go ahead and add, sorry, my face is in the way, that's why I couldn't find it. You can import your list of products. If you are currently, if in your business, you have a spreadsheet of all of the products you offer, or if you have a content management system in the store, inventory management such as Square or anything else, those will all give you options to download some sort of file, whether it's CMS or XML, whatever. And then you could then upload it into Squarespace so that it will automatically pull all this information for all of your products, and you don't have to do it manually yourself. That can save you a lot of time. And once again, that's right up here in this far right corner that says import. If you don't have that, you can definitely keep adding them individually one-on-one. So I'm going to click right here on add product. Once again, select the page. I'm actually going to add a new page really quick. I'll show you guys how to do that. So if I go to pages, I'm going to make it a non-linked page because I don't actually want it to show up on my website. But if I did, I would just click this plus right here next to top navigation. But as I said, I don't actually want it to show for people. So I'm going to click the plus next to not linked. And I'm going to go ahead. There's a lot of layouts here. I could just click blank, but I'm actually going to scroll down here and pick products. So this one right under collections, this, I want it to be my shop page. So I'm going to click that. Automatically creates it as new new products, I'm going to change that to shop. So as you can see, there's no products yet. I can add them one by one here, or now that I've created this page, as I said, I can add it one by one here, or I can go back to commerce. And when I create things in inventory, as I create them, it gives me the page option of shop. So I can select it there. The nice thing about this is that means if you really wanted to keep, categories separate, or say you had two sides of your business, you had one that was open for customers and one that was wholesale, you don't have to put all of the products on one shop page. For example, WooCommerce makes it pretty tough. You pretty much have to show all of your products or only some in certain categories. But Squarespace allows you to set every single product and decide which page you want it to go on. It does have to go on a shop page, so you can't necessarily have it be mixed page with your home page, which has your big giant image and then like a small description about you and then your shop. You have to do a different way to do that, and it can get complicated pretty quickly. So the easiest way is to just make a shop page, but you may have multiple shop pages if that's what makes sense for you. So again, you have the option of physical, digital, service, or gift card. I'm going to do physical just to show you guys. There's that. It's a little bit different. Once again, you can upload images. I would recommend having an image for every single product you have. But if you don't, if you have multiple, go ahead and upload those. I would never have nothing. Take a picture really quickly on your phone if you have to, but really high quality photos are everything when shopping online. So make sure you get some good quality pictures of your products. We're going to use this cute purse as an example. You can name the product whatever you want. You can do something super simple like cute purse, or you can do something very stereotypically long internet seller of cute purse, flowers, satin, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to leave it at cute purse because I think that makes more sense. I'm going to do pricing and variance next because that's the next tab. You can set it up as a subscription product. So this means it charges customers on a regular basis, whether that is annually or yearly, annually and yearly is the same thing, annually or monthly or quarterly or weekly, whatever makes sense for you. This is really great for maybe some of you farmers out there, your CSAs, those are monthly things. If you have anything in your business that is subscription-wise, that's a great thing to use. But for the vast majority of you here that I'm seeing, you're not going to need this. It's just a one and done kind of purchase. So once again, on the right here box right here, you're going to type the description of your purse, made of silk. These flowers will draw attention to you in the best of way. Whatever your description makes it, I would do a shorter description here just because that's usually all people need. If you look on Amazon, they have a very short description next to the actual image of the product, but it's really the image that you get most of the focus on. For longer descriptions, such as technical specs, videos, graphs, things like that, I would put that under additional information, not in this box, but you could if you wanted to. You can also do formatting, so you can bold and italicize and underline things. You can link if there's a good link to something that explains more about the product. You can, alignment, you can do different styles, all of these fun little options they give you here. Oops, cancel, go away. All right, so now that I've got the base set up, I'm gonna go to pricing and variance. So this can be a little tricky depending on what you're selling. If I am selling this phone here, cool, I only have this phone. That's gonna be very easy to set. I'm just gonna have the, information I put on the previous tab. I'm gonna set up the pricing, the SKU if I have it. I have one in stock. Filling out this weight and dimension section is very important because this is how Squarespace calculates the proper shipping rate to charge people. So make sure you weigh it or get the dimensions from your supplier initially. Make sure you do the dimensions based on the packaging that you're going to put it in. Variants, though, can get tricky because, say, I wasn't selling that one single item, I'm selling shirts. And I have these shirts in 5 different sizes and 6 different colors each size. That can get very tricky because that can start making you create a whole bunch of options. So say I have a green shirt. Oh, sorry, I'm going to do color, not green. Oh, that's an option. And then I'm going to do size. All right, so under color, I'm having to do these all as separate ones. So say I have green, red, blue, and black in small, medium, large, and extra large. So we'll just do those 4 for now. I can't just set those options and call it good. I actually have to do green in small, medium, large, extra large, blue in small, medium, large, extra large, red in small, medium, large, extra large, and black in small, medium, large, extra large. So this can take a lot of time, which once again, why I was saying if you have something that has a lot of variations in it, I would recommend uploading the file so you don't have to do all of this manually. But you could if you needed to. And the nice thing is right here, it gives you the option to add an image for this specific variation. So if you have 5 different colors of shirts and you have photos of all 5 of those colors, you can add them here so that when somebody selects it, it shows that image instead. So this is going to be a little nonsensical because obviously these are completely different items, but just to show you what that looks like, I'm going to finish filling these out. You can also add a sales price if you want to offer it for sale. I would not worry about sales right now. You are struggling enough. Your customers understand that. The people who are going online and shopping from you want to support you. You do not have to undercut yourself even more when you're already struggling. Just let people support you at the regular rate. But if you wanted to offer something on sale, say you were trying to clear some stock out or something was going bad and you're really trying to get rid of it before that happens, go ahead and offer it on sale. Type in the sales price here, and then you'd have to click this on sale option for it to actually appear on sale. Otherwise, it's going to show the $155 price. So this one I'm going to do for, I don't know, $165. I'm not going to do a sales price. I'm going to do the color as black and the size as large, just so you can see the variation when we actually go look at it. So this one's going to be this one, and this one is going to be this one. All right. Additional info, this is where I was talking, I would really put all of your big, longer description, the technical the specs of it, where it came from, why it was made, whatever you really want to communicate to customers, but is not necessarily super essential to them knowing for them to actually buy it. Once again, if you kind of hover and you get these little nubbins, you can add Markdown, which is HTML text. You can do quotes, images, videos. You can add spaces and do some formatting stuff. You can add a button. You can do audio. You can do images in a bunch of different ways. So poster, overlap, collage, stack. You can do galleries. You can do a whole slideshow of stuff. You can have a newsletter form. You can add open table. I'm not sure why you would, but you could on every single product. You can also link to your Amazon page or add a donate button. Donates get really tricky because most of you are not nonprofits, but some of you might be. So you might, say if you're working for the museum or Miracirk Gardens, you could be selling shirts or totes with your stuff on it, but you could also have a donate button on the product page. So if somebody was looking at it and they're like, oh, I want to support you guys, but I don't actually need another tote, that page could offer them a donate option so that they don't necessarily leave. They see their other option. So that's additional info. I'm going to leave it blank because I don't have any other additional info for this silly nonsense product that I'm making. Here is where I can ask for more information if I need it. It defaults to asking people for their name, their address, shipping information and billing information. But if you needed anything else, say it was a customizable option and you needed them to tell you what they wanted engraved on it, or what special thing they wanted as an option, or if you wanted to know more about them as a customer, you can add forms if you want. Whole bunch of form options. I wouldn't do this unless it's something you really needed to know from your customer, because the more hoops you make them jump through to get the product, the more people are going to abandon it rather than continuing. So that is there if you need it. If you don't need it, don't use it. Again, same options. You can set a thumbnail image, so you set what it looks like when they're looking on the shop page. You can set a specific URL for it or let it auto-generate. You can change the add button label. You can feature the product so it pops up at the top of the page if you want. If I had a higher business plan, so the commerce page rather than the business basics, I could set related products. So at the bottom of the page, it would say, hey, you might also be interested in these things. It's a cool option, but you do have to pay more for it. Same thing, the SEO page, search engine optimization that I talked about earlier. There's the social links. So I can decide how I want it to show up when people share it on Facebook. So instead of this square, very boring image, I want to show somebody, in action with that purse. I could put that there. Unfortunately, I don't have that picture, so I'm not going to, but you could. And then you can also set it up to automatically share to your social media. So as soon as I hit publish, if I connected it to my Facebook, I don't want to do that right now then. If I want, there's a lot of social media options on there, Twitter, Pinterest. I think Instagram might be an option, I'm not sure. But if you were connected to your social media accounts and you connected them here on this product, as soon as I hit publish, it would push it out onto my social media that I have this product available. So that option is there if you want it. It can save you some time where you don't have to duplicate your efforts. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save and publish. You guys are an even quieter group than yesterday's. So I have that up now. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what that actually looks like. If I go to goosefoot.org/shop, I have to type this in because as I showed you guys earlier, I put it under not linked. So I have to actually type it in. I can't actually just click on something because you can't find it on my site. So this is what my shop page looks like. I only added the one product, so that is here. If I wanted the gift card to also show up on there, I think I would have to remake it because it's default on that page I picked earlier and it won't let me change it. So if you accidentally added something to the wrong page, unfortunately, you're going to have to delete it and redo it. But anyway, this is what the shop page looks like. It's got the picture, it's got the title and the dollar amount. And if I click on it, I can actually see the picture gets bigger. Here's the description I typed. And then here's the options people could choose from. So they can change the color they want and they can change the size. Now, the nice thing is because I didn't spend the time doing, duplicate colors and duplicate sizes. So I didn't do blue, red, green in small and blue, red, green in large. If I pick green, the only option under small that under here is it's small. If I pick large, it says unavailable. You can't buy it because I didn't actually set an option for that. So I'm going to change it back to small. I can up the quantity I want. and then I can hit add to cart, and gives me this little cart icon up here. If I click that, then I would go to the checkout page. So any questions specifically on Squarespace? Went through that pretty quickly because you guys don't have very many questions. I'm going to show you guys the gift certificate program on Facebook that I was talking about in case you missed the Selling on Facebook workshop that I taught on Monday. So I'm going to go to facebook.com/business. Someone should say hello or something. You guys are making me worry that the chat's just not working. Nancy asked, does the gift card automatically deduct from the cost of an item? No, it not automatically. When they purchase a gift card, it sends them a code and they would need to add it under checkout. So enter my email just to get through here. Office address, continue. Okay, will you go away, please? Oh, because there's no shipping option available. Anyway, under payment, I could enter the code that was emailed to me. The code is automatic, but somebody has to have checked out and already owned the code, owned the gift card before it emails them the code. So they would have already had to purchase the gift certificate or the gift card before they could use it to buy something else on the site. But it does automatically generate it for them both on the checkout page, and it sends it to them in an email so that hopefully they don't lose it. So let me show you guys how to set up the shipping options really quick, because as I showed you, I can't actually continue here because there's no shipping options set up. So that is a thing you're definitely going to need to make sure you set up. This gives you, customers gives you a list of who's bought on your site before. Obviously, I don't have the high enough plan to see this. You can set up discount codes if you want to give it just to loyal customers or in your newsletter or on Facebook, so you could see where people are finding your shop. But I'm really going to come down here to setup, which is at the bottom of the page. This is where you can set up how you take payment. So you can use Stripe or PayPal, or you can use Square if you have that already in your business. Squarespace does not have quite the open option that other websites do, so you have to choose one of these three, but obviously someone can use a credit card under one of these three, but make sure you choose one. Julia asked, when adding products, it looked like it auto-filled the next item where you can just change some options. Is that correct? Yes. When I was back in, oops, wrong button. When I was back under this and I was adding more variants, if I clicked the plus, it automatically copied the options from the column up, and then I could just change whichever one I needed to. So yes, it does offer that. And I discard the changes. So heading back down to setup, as I was talking about, payments, choose one of those three. If you don't already have an account, make sure you set that up. You can set up how the checkout works, but again, you might have to upgrade your account type. But you can send people emails when they leave something in their cart rather than checking out, which is pretty nice. You can have them check out on your own domain. Right now it checks out to secure.squarespace.com/checkout. I'm fine with that. I'm not going to pay more just to get that, but if it is very important to you, you could. You can also let them sign up for a mailing list on checkout. You can choose, shipping and billing address. It's default. You can do it same by default, or you can let people check it. Express checkout enabled lets people skip that whole thing I just went through where I had to click add to cart and then I had to click the cart button at the top. Express checkout would let people just click checkout now on the actual product page, and they would automatically take them to that checkout process. I can change how the shopping cart style works a little bit. Kate said her sound stopped working. Is it just me? Is anybody else having sound issues? Let me know in the chat. You guys are quiet, so I just can't tell for sure. Okay, Paula says she can hear me fine. Kate, maybe refresh your browser, or close the app and try logging back in again. You can also collect additional information when people are checking out if you need to. And you can also add store policies. These are very important. Define your return policy, terms of service, and your privacy policy. You need to have a privacy policy in place if you are reaching any customers in the EU. It's a requirement over there. America's not there yet, so you don't have to have one, but the privacy policy just basically tells people, you know, we use cookies to ensure you have a good experience, and we track your use around the site for analytics. We don't sell this data to other parties, blah, blah, blah. Return policy can be whatever you want it to be. Some companies have a very generous return policy where you can return basically anything with very little explanation. Some people are on a case-by-case basis. Some people are very firmly, no, I do not accept returns. Whatever it is, that is fine. Just make sure you are very clear and explicit about whatever your policy is. And you can do that right here. You can also change how the invoices look. Let's see. Julia asked, does this express checkout increase errors and returns? Not necessarily. It just, sometimes it can confuse people who maybe were trying to buy multiple things at the same time. But if your customers are people who, you know, buy one thing and leave, express checkout might be a great option. But if you're if your clients tend to buy multiple things, that's when I would not use express checkout. Express checkout encourages people to buy the thing and get out, whereas not having that lets people kind of more poke around the site and see what else interests them. So that for me is really the big difference. It's not an error issue. The biggest thing you're definitely going to need to set up right here is shipping. So you can add shipping options. You can charge a flat rate for every single item, or you can set it up to depend on weight. I would definitely use this so that you're not getting overcharged, or you're not overcharging customers for how much they're going to buy something. Say your shipping is, you know, $5.99 for an item. Cool, but what if they buy 3 items? If you set the flat rate, it is going to automatically charge them about $20 just because they bought 3 items and the flat rate was included on each of those. Whereas if you set up depending on weight, it will calculate the total weight of their whole order. So I would use this if you have the option. Your flat rate could also be free. If you want to offer free shipping to your customers and you'll just take it out of the amount you get out of what you sell it online, free is very enticing for a lot of people. Paula asked, did you show how to set up shipping? I'm doing that right now. So we're in the shipping tab. And as you can see, I went to flat rate first off. I can name this whatever I want. I'm going to call this one free shipping because that's the only flat rate I want to offer. And then it lets me set up the order fee. I'm just going to leave it at 0 because this is free shipping. So you can charge a per order fee if you want to do a flat rate, or you can charge a fee per item. So every single item adds to the cost of the shipping. Then shipping zones, you can define where you're going to ship. If you're going to ship anywhere in the world, you don't have to set this up. If you're going to ship just to the US or just Washington State, you can define that. If you're selling spirits, for example, you have to have a specific license to be able to ship outside of Washington State. So you could limit your shipping to Washington State. Or you can do the rest of the world, or you can do specific countries. It's totally your choice in here, but it gives you a lot of control. So I'm gonna leave free shipping as an option. Oh, come on, fine. Rest of the world. I'm gonna leave free shipping as one of my options, but I'm also gonna add, depending on weight, and I can decide, I'm gonna do UPS, express mail, whatever you want it to be. You can, if you regularly use FedEx and you know the cost per weight, or USPS, same thing, you can set that up so you can define the weight and then the limits and how much it costs as you go up in the scale. And same thing, you can do the shipping zones. If you have as I said, I have the business basic plan, which is the cheapest one that offers e-commerce. If you have one of the higher levels, it gives you the option to calculate from FedEx, USPS, and UPS. So if you have that's one of the reasons to go for one of the slightly higher business plans, because you can just put in your weight and dimensions, and FedEx, UPS, and or USPS will automatically calculate it for you and charge the correct amount. That can save you a ton of time and money. So it might be worth buying the bigger plan if you are worrying about this kind of thing. I can't, unfortunately, Krista, I can't walk you through the USPS option because I don't have the Commerce Advanced plan in order to calculate the USPS. So unfortunately, I'm not going to upgrade it just for this class, but it very easily just connects you to your USPS account, which is totally free to set up. And then it calculates it based on the weights and dimensions that you put in for each item. It can add them in as a whole package. USPS will calculate what size of their standard boxes that all of that stuff will fit into, and it will charge the client based on that. And then it will give you a shipping label that you could print, put your stuff in a box, and drop off or take into USPS. So it automates a lot of the system for you. But it does cost that highest level of plans. So it is costly upfront to get one of these, but it's very worth it. And as I mentioned, you could always start off on a month-to-month plan, see if it works for you, and then you might like it, and so you go ahead and commit to the full year plan so you get a discount. Or you might stay on month to month, and then when all this is over, you go, I'm just going to stick to my in-person store. I don't want to do the online stuff, and you could cancel at that time. Totally up to you, but these options are available if you have that highest plan. So there's my shipping options. You can also set up low stock alerts, so it will send you an email saying, hey, you are almost out of these products based on the volume that you give it. You can have it calculate taxes. It automatically calculates based on where you're located. So, we're in the United States. They don't have it set up at the country level. But if I click that, I could click add state, and I can click Washington State. So it does not, unfortunately, Squarespace does not automatically know Washington State's tax level. You're going to have to put that in, but you hopefully know that if you own a shop. So go ahead and put your tax rate in that you need to charge. You're going to charge it on, if you want to click this, you can charge it on shipping. I don't think Washington State requires you to charge sales tax on shipping. So I would leave this unclicked, and you can decide whether or not you're also going to tag tax services. A lot of services are taxable. Some are not. So this is why it's a clickable option, whether or not you're going to choose it. What is the approximate difference in cost from basic to premium plans? I'm going to pull up the cost again. Can you please get out of my way? Sorry, I have control bars that pop down when I get too close to the top of the page, and it's like, no, I did not want you. Okay, so if I go to squarespace.com/pricing, I can see all of the plans and their costs. Please go away. Right, as I said, right now I'm on the business plan, which is only $18 a month paid annually. If I flip it over to paid monthly, it would be $26 a month. The advanced commerce, which is the one you have to have for the shipping to auto calculate, is $40 a month. Or if you pay it monthly, it's $46 a month. Once again, you also get a 20% off discount right now through tomorrow. Oh, yeah, through tomorrow. So a little bit of a tight spot, but as I said, even if you click on the monthly, this genuinely is month to month. It does not lock you into a plan. You can do this for a small window of time, and then you can go, nope, I'm done with you. And it does not start until either you pay or you choose to pay if you choose to upgrade really early on, or you have, I think, up to 2 weeks to explore the site and see if you even like it for yourself without having to pay anything. So that's the price difference is about $20 a month, but it can save you a lot of effort in automating a lot of systems for you. So it's an option to consider. I'm not sure what's right for your business. You're going to have to make that call for yourself. So that's my tax rate. Make sure you set your taxes up properly. You set up your shipping properly. Otherwise, your store is not going to work. You can also, there's also an accounting tab, so you can very easily download a certain range, and then that will download into an XLS file that you can then send to your accountant or upload into whatever accounting software you use. So it's meant to make it easier for you. So that's the commerce section. As you can see, there's a lot of tabs we didn't necessarily get into. Some of these you'll have access to, some of them you will not. As you can see, I don't have related products because I'm not on the commerce plans. And I don't have a point of sale system. But if you end up really liking Squarespace and I don't like bouncing between all of these different systems. Squarespace does have a point of sale system that you could use in your store that will connect each other so that if somebody buys it in your store, it'll show up as unavailable on your website instantly. So a lot of fun tools to poke around with. Squarespace makes it decently easy, but it is still complicated. It's e-commerce, so things can get confusing. Don't panic. Squarespace has a huge array of helpful tools. They have a lot of videos. They have a huge knowledge base of everybody typing their information. They have webinars. You can also hire an expert to do it for you. Or even better, free option, you can always just email me. I am here to help as well. So we've gone a little bit over in time, but does anybody else have any other questions? Or otherwise, this video will be up on YouTube soon. Let's see, Julia asked, what is the plus and minuses compared to WooCommerce? Compared to WooCommerce, Squarespace is a lot easier to use. There's a lot less bells and whistles, which could be a plus or a minus, depending on what you're trying to do. You have less customization options. You have to go within some of these narrow buckets I was showing you, whereas WooCommerce and WordPress, if you can find a plugin, there's really no limit to what you can't do with the site, but that comes with a really steep learning curve. Squarespace is much easier to use. It's a lot more upfront cost, but WooCommerce can get very sneaky where things can start costing a lot really quickly. I've looked at some plugins for WooCommerce that I'm like, oh, I want this functionality. It should be pretty easy. And then I go look at the cost and just that added function is like $200 a year. And I'm like, okay, no, never mind. Whereas Squarespace, you get what you get for what plan you're on, and it's pretty easy to upgrade and downgrade between them. If you upgrade to the highest plan because you're like, I want this, and then you get started and you're like, you know what, this isn't worth it, you can downgrade and get a refund. Whereas with WooCommerce, once you've spent the money, you're not getting it back, you've spent the money. So you can do a lot of stuff, but you're also in for a lot more work on WooCommerce. Squarespace is very easy to use, but it is somewhat limited, but it's very easy to make a very pretty website with Squarespace. So for me, that's the biggest difference. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I'm going to go ahead and end this now, but I hope to see you at future workshops. Have a great rest of your day.